forgot about my overlay. How do I do that? I figured it out. Hooray. Oh my god, I was about to fucking say something the boss room does all the time. Fucking sicko mode. Not hip with the youth to be saying anything like that. You'll give me so much shit for calling myself old. But I think I'm reaching that point in life where I don't know. But I don't even think it's that point in life. I think I'm just very mentally tired. Like, just exhausted at times where I just feel old all the time. Really weird to explain it, but oh, it's not weird nor hard to explain. I mean, I just did, but regardless. Overwatch, great game. I've not touched this thing in a while. I say that, and I think I played like not too recently. When was my last game? 3 days ago, really? Oh, those are my only games. Yeah, no. That's right. I did quick play one day, and then I was like, fuck it. Tomorrow, I guess I'll try comp. It went. I didn't do well. I don't know what I expected from the fact that I don't play much at all. But yeah, no, that's it. I don't play often anymore. That's why I'm here. It's like the only game I can idle if I wanted to yap. I mean, I have other games, I just don't game as much. I can't even say I rested today. Out of every day I've been doing things, today was like my little restish day. I mean, well, kind of, sort of. I have a handful at times, but not as today, where like I could just stay in my room and not do anything. I don't want to, like, I don't know. Sure, I could have like gone out and photosynthesized a bit, but I've done that already, like the majority of the time. I love vitamin C, I think. My brain is no longer in the right places, at least as of now. I just feel very scattered and... but today was an okay day. I mean... Oh no. When does this end? I can do it now. Oh, is this every Tuesday too? Cool. Cool. I don't know. I don't really care for it. I know I tried doing weekly loot boxes at some point within those days. Yeah, and then I just gave up after the first one. Well, I didn't give up, I just didn't have the motivation to play. I put more time into last season because of the fucking drive. So I really like the little Lucio looking drive thing. Thought it looked nice. Oh, Cassidy. Don't even know you anymore. Kitty cat, meow meow. I haven't gotten too much time with this cat, but the time I have gotten have been fantastic. Really fun character. I was really hoping the claw thing wasn't a perk and it was just like part of the kit, but I guess I get why they didn't. I don't know. Boo Blizzard. Boo fucking Blizzard. Kind of. I mean, the Overwatch team apparently is getting a lot more resources and stuff to be able to do all these bigger projects and release them in time, and it's cool. And I think I finally lost interest in the game. Like, it exists, but I don't look at it anymore. I'm just like, yeah, that's Overwatch. Don't mind the hours I fucking have on this thing, how much I've done. I have not played anything aim-based in so fucking long. Holy shit, yeah, no. God, well, it's not the worst. I mean, it is a projectile, but still, even just saying the word projectile is weird. I mean, I don't know, I just don't play much. I wonder if I'll get that rush of like, my first couple games I'm gonna do very like well, because I haven't played much, and then after, if I tried getting back into it again, it's just gonna go downhill again. But what was it? The last I played, they placed me in top 500 territory, and then I got top 500 by being masters. That was cool. Kind of, not really. I didn't want to be up there, but I saw some familiar names. They didn't say anything, but yeah, cool. Still the same good old top 500 community I remember. Not really. People were more aggressive, for sure, without a doubt, like holy shit. And I never liked using VC. But I decided for one game, I was like, you know what, fucking, let's get that little nostalgia trip going. Get into T500 fucking VCs. Just a lot of grunting. Some dude was just breathing on his mic. Some guy was eating. And I was so tempted to recreate that one fucking clip from Rivals. The fucking typing in chat, oh, that sounds good, what you eating? And he fucking muted his mic. Never forget that. What a great time. Poor guy. I didn't mean to embarrass him. That was very curious. It sounded scrumptious. But I hope whatever he ate it with no interruption after. But I don't know if I'll even play right now. I'm not really feeling playing. I think I just wanted to kind of talk my head off and go to bed, because, I mean, I don't really chat too much with folks, and when I do, it's minimal, and just, I don't know. That's like the little idea of like little audio diary of sorts. Just because, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I make the choice to not talk at times, so. And it's not out of like some kind of resentful like emotion or spite, or I don't know. It's just more of like I don't know. I don't think I'm like that interested, or it's a personal problem. To summarize it, it's just me. I just don't think I have many interesting things to say, so I just kind of vibe, just listen, and if someone asks for my 2 cents on a topic, then I'll give them my 2 cents, but that's as far as it goes. And, well, I mean, with my sisters, I joke around half the time, kind of, I don't know, still very awkward around them. And it's not because of, like, any event, or, no, it's more just because of, I don't know, I think I'm just very awkward. I don't think that's new to anybody who comes across this. And I'm not trying to pull the fucking Lin-Manuel Miranda fucking picture where he's got his pockets and his little shoulders perked up. I'm just an awkward little guy. Fuck no. I'm not really good at starting conversation, I guess, or just, I don't know, talking sometimes. If I have less text, and Jesus Christ, I can never I don't know why that is such a big difference maker for me in terms of like communication. I mean, it very dependent, of course, but for some reason I can, give you full-fledged, well-thought-out sentences vocally compared to messaging. And I mean, I'm sure there's a very simple explanation, which I'm kind of realizing now. And it's mainly just because, I mean, texting, digital, I don't know. I never mind. I guess for me, I don't have it thought out. But I don't know. Like, you would think that I could just copy paste whatever I say vocally, through text, but I can't. I just don't know what is it. Like, maybe it's an emotional thing where, like, I like to portray more emotion through, like, speaking vocally compared to text, which has no emotion. Well, you can kind of tell sometimes you can't. It's really fucking hard. I mean, a lot of miscommunication tends to go through text half the time with people. And I've had instances like that growing up with friends where they would text me something and they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, what the fuck, why? And they'll be like, oh, you seem pretty dry. And I'm like, sorry, like, no, I'm just agreeing. I don't know what else to say. I'm also just not big on texting, like, massive things, I guess. I don't know, like, I find it funner, I guess, for better lack of words, to vocally tell someone something like, hey, this happened in my day, and blah, 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 blah. I don't know, that's just how brain work, and I'm sure it's different for everybody. Some people prefer that. Who knows? I don't worry too much about it. But I say that while having a whole fucking like 5-minute ramble on it. My sunflower. Forgot this was on YouTube too, so if my music has been being picked up whatsoever at any moment in time, at any point in time, adds an easy copyright right there. And I already got a strike. Fucking saying nothing but these in the background is copyright. Man, fuck you. It's a good band. Eat my ass. Respectfully, of course. Anywho. No, I mean, I've been here and there. Nothing too big, nothing too new in regards to, like, what I didn't stream for about a week. Forgot that February was the funny month with the leap year, and it wasn't leap year. For some reason, I also thought leap year was last year, but it was on 2024. Which makes sense, I guess, but... just thinking about the math, it makes sense. It's every, president election shit. I now know that because Bostrom told me, because I had this discussion with him earlier today. But, yeah, I forgot about it completely, so what was it, yesterday? That was March 1st, I believe it's the 2nd now. Yeah. When I looked down at my phone and I was going to bed, I was like, March? What the fuck? What do you mean it's March? And I thought I was losing it, because I was already kind of having, like, a weird mental day. Nothing bad, nothing, like, whatnot. Nothing, like, extreme. It was more just, like, I don't know, mentally I wasn't feeling well, and it affected me physically, where, like, I've just been feeling nauseous all the time. And I thought maybe it is my physical health. That's, like, something's going on. No, I'm okay for the most part. It's just, I think my mental, like, I'm stressing myself at times, and that's stupid. But I don't know. I need to relax more often. I need to stop before I start growing white hair at the age of 26 soon, or next year. But no, I've had a lot in mind, like, whatchamacallit, I've been doing those, like, better help calls. I don't like telling anybody about it because, I don't know, don't know why I keep that part of like things secret at times. I guess just because it feels right. I don't know. When it comes to telling family, it's always been just side-eyeing all the time, and I don't think I want to get judged for whatever it is I end up speaking about that I just want to be comfortable on, so just kind of take it in my grave, or who knows, if someone discovers this anytime soon, or not anytime soon, sorry, me die, and they find it, you know, that'll be very embarrassing. But if the unfortunate happens and you come across this, and I don't mean that in a like a concerning matter, I just mean like natural cause type of shit. Maybe I'm 80 and YouTube is like more of a fucking relic now, and people kind of go back to it as a museum, and oh my god, grandpa was on YouTube. You just hear me saying that shit. Oh my god, I see it, eat my ass respectfully too. I'm so sorry if that ever becomes an actual like reality. Like I have kids and grandkids, and they hear me rambling and saying that shit. Oh, that's embarrassing. Fucking whatever. I mean, who knows what the future holds, so that'll be funny as fuck though. I'm sure I'll probably not think that when I'm an old grumpy person, if, I get to go there. But, at least I'll know the feeling. Kitty cat, meow meow. But, God, no. I've been in my head a lot, I won't lie. Even when I'm with people, I just can't just not think. And don't get me wrong, there's a good type of thinking and a bad, and just a heavy at times, and I don't know, I just can't. And so I've been trying to get help for that, and, well, I've just been talking to a therapist, and they just told me, like, oh, just distract yourself if it's something that maybe you don't want in mind. And I'm like, I don't know what I want in my mind. I just, like, how do I? And they were like, well, weigh out the good and bad. And I was like, okay. And like, how does, like, whatever you're thinking about make you feel? And I was like, I don't know. They're like, it's very common to have this state of confusion solely because, like, you just don't know how to interpret something, and maybe you just need to let it process, and then whatnot. And I was like, that's the thing. I've definitely let it process. It's just, why am I undecided? And they would ask me, like, well, what are the topics that are on your mind? And I was like, I don't know if I can share them yet, solely because it feels like a big old, like, it feels like a big old ball of papers just kind of conjoined in this just massive thing, and I don't know, I keep trying to take paper by paper off, and I'm not sure, like, somebody was suggested to me to just kind of tear the paper down, and like, but part of me doesn't, and like, in a weird metaphorical sense, I just want to keep them organized, because although they're crumpled, I don't know, and maybe am I just a neat freak in the mentality sense, or like, what do I do? I mean, they got a little kick out of that, and they're like, I've heard that, it's a pretty common thing, but I don't know. They were just trying to give me ideas on things, like distractions and whatnot, and I can't say it helped much, but maybe it's just a matter of time, maybe it's just like similar to medicine in a way where just keep drinking it, and over time whatever illness you got going will eventually fade away, but to make sure not to take too much and all that shebang. But I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm so just figuring it out. Well, just keep walking. But I mean, a lot of things have happened. I mean, I guess this will be a fun little story for whoever ends up scrolling through these one day. God, it'd be so unfortunate if the internet just got deleted, but funny. Anywho, I mean, a couple weeks ago, it was February 11th. I had gotten myself and my sister some ice cream. That's pretty pricey, at least to us, you know. I mean, a lot of people, I mean, some people agree with me, some people don't, solely because we all grew up in different environments, and so, you know. Anywho, I mean, it was Haagen-Dazs. I got us some Haagen-Dazs ice cream. I got myself like this white chocolate, truffle, raspberry, fucking conundrum of fucking words ice cream. And I just got her New York cheesecake. And then I got my little sister a little mint ice cream because she loves that. And for everybody in total, I got oatmeal like cookie ice cream. Problem with that is, I remember switching it out of the cart and getting a different kind for mom because I figured she probably wanted some, considering that she had mentioned a couple days ago that she was craving like some type of chocolate ice cream, and the one I had chosen was like this special kind of chocolate swirl thing. Anyways, detail ain't important. I don't know. In my head, I thought I switched it out. I didn't. But this isn't important to the story. This detail won't matter. Just wanted to share. Regardless, I'm prolonging. Bring them home, whatnot. Get word that my oldest sister is staying over for the day, or for the week, actually. And I'm like, oh, hooray, great. Very enthusiastically, of course. And no offensive. Yeah, whatever. I'm sure things will be different one day. But I get word of that. They head over here and they come by like 11, maybe near more 12. I'm in my room, just kind of sitting down, and I was just listening to music while writing down. I've been doing journaling, but making them into stories, so it feels more compelling, I guess. Weird little tactic I came up to make journaling a lot more helpful feeling, I guess. Because I'm not good at it. I'm not really good at like that inner monologue stuff and whatnot. And so I kind of just made them into stories. Yeah, they're very interesting so far. I remember I told Gib that I was wolfing out one night, and she was like, what the fuck do you mean by that? And I'm like, you know that wolf tearing his shirt off? She was like, yeah, what the fuck, okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm wolfing out. And she's like, what are you on about? And I was like, I just did some journaling, I'm making them into stories, and I wrote some pretty like nice lines, and I'm proud of them. Punctuation is missing, but I'll fix that one day. Don't care for it too much. It's not like I'm gonna fucking publish these things, you know? And anywho, fucking getting off topic. Sister comes here around 11:12. I'm relaxing, trying to, at least in my room. Alexis, the one I live with, brought over a friend to help her dye her hair. So we're all doing our own little things in our own corners of the house. And I get a phone call around 3. I got offered an interview at Walmart, and if I could go in at that same day 4 in the afternoon, but I didn't have a ride, nor did I want to walk in like almost 100 fucking degrees. So like, is there any potential time tomorrow that you'd be available? And they were like, yeah, 10. They're like, great, but I misheard 9 because she had said 9, and she's like, no, wait, 10, blah, blah, blah. Either way, I'm excited about it. Telling my mom and everybody else, like, holy fuck, like, this is great. This is like my first, like, actual official like in-person interview, most of them were either through Zoom or when it was in person was for like the technical shit or the quote-unquote Mexican jobs. And those are pretty spot on. I mean, those are just, they're not even interviews. They're just like, can you wield a hammer? And you're like, yeah. And they're like, fuck yeah. There you go. Nah, that's the fucking interview. just, just know how to use a tool or two and you're perfect. But I was excited. I was nervous and like fuck stressed because I was just thinking about the day after constantly. I was like, fuck me. Like, okay, yeah, no, but I got this. Like, you know, I'll do this. It's great. And well, the rest of my interviews were fucking during COVID when I was doing health insurance and whatnot. And so Zoom meetings and whatnot were a thing for a bit. But regardless, about my mom and my sister, like how excited I am, and not only for that, but I'm excited because I haven't had Haagen-Dazs in years. It's one of my favorite brands I've had as a kid, and I always remembered getting the little tiny cups out of like the old Mexican bakeries growing up with Dad, and it was the best. I mean, walking out of there every day, like at almost 7 a.m. with a little Haagen-Dazs cup and a little wooden spoon that looked like a fucking orb. It was my favorite, and it brought a lot of joy to me, and you know, it's great. It's I don't know. It just makes me happy. The memory more so, but regardless, I expressed this to them. Sister's, you know, in ear range, so she definitely heard me, and she was even responding to me about it and whatnot and so forth. Skip to later that night, come out of my room, just randomly. I kind of planned my eating that day because of diet shit, and I'm like, okay, well, little treat for me for tonight because I want to keep that positive feeling going. You know, I've been in a rut and I don't feel good. Walk out of that room, I see my oldest sister sitting on our couch eating one of the small ice cream things, and I'm like, huh. I just walk up to her, no aggressive tone, no nothing, just like, which was that one? And she like hesitantly moves the fucking cup, and she goes, white chocolate truffle. And I was like, so that's so mine. That's great. I just kind of walk away because I mean, I'm upset because I mean, fuck, I was looking forward to that, but that in my head, I'm just like, why would you just walk into somebody's home and at least not ask? Like, come on. I was like, whatever, it's just ice cream. Let me go back because I feel like to an extent she probably thought I was like angry about it. When in reality, I'm just a little disappointed, just a little sad. So I go over there making peace because I'm not the best at saying sorries, but I try my damnedest. And so I try just being comfortable. I start offering them like charcuterie board type of shit that I had bought. Some salami slices with some pepper, or some like freshly minced pepper and pepperoni, a bunch of different types of cheese, Gouda, brie, there's a third one that I don't remember, and some like peppers that I had bought, for like pepperoncinis, 2 fucking green peppers, red peppers, and I don't know. I was kind of curious to an extent of that Bolivian fucking charcuterie board people like were talking about a lot back then, but that was the inspo. But I wanted to offer them, and I was talking nicely, and to both my sister Alexis and Jackie being the oldest who visits. And everything's going fine, at least I thought so. And I offered my sister some of the peppers I bought, Alexis. And she makes a stupid joke, very harmless. She goes, oh, you should give some to Jackie for like kind of revenge for eating your ice cream. And it was like, whatever. I was like, oh, okay. That's goofy. And no, my sister, the fucking ice cream culprit, gets really defensive, really fast, and she's like, "Oh, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, what the fuck are you guys on about?" Blah, blah, blah. Just we're just like, "Hey, calm the fuck down." Like, yeah, I agree with you. It's just fucking ice cream, whatever. And she starts kind of like flaunting like wealth, and she's like, "I can just buy you another one." Blah, blah, blah. I was trying to also explain to her like, "Hey, these aren't really like in our budget most times, so like, come on, like you gotta try to understand and see what we mean." But she was not being reasonable whatsoever. And at some point, I threw something at her in terms of vocally, not physically. Fuck. I threw. What I said was like, "That's not fair." Our aunt literally buys everything for you, and she got pretty offended by that. And I shouldn't have said that, but she was pissing me off with like her little privilege she was throwing out. But I calmed down and I explained to her, like, "Look, hey, just as you have the right to express your feelings to me, I have the right to express my feelings to you. So I'm just telling you plain and simply, it's fine. You're right, it is ice cream. It's just ice cream. I realized that as soon as I saw it, and so, like, but can you blame me for, like, looking forward to this and be feeling a little bummed out? Like, I was looking forward to that, but I'll just grab another one. I have the interview tomorrow at Walmart. As soon as I'm done, I'll grab another. Simple as that. So, like, don't worry about it. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. That is not my like, that is not my intent. I just, it's fine." But she was still not having it, and either way, that little thing, which I had left alone, I had never mentioned after anymore or anything like that, she started being very cold and distant between my sister and I. And then my mom came to like kind of defend her, and like it was just a whole bunch of bullshit. And they started attacking me, and my mom and her were trying to gaslight me, being like, "She was not there when you said that." I was like, ugh. So there's a whole ton more to it because this dragged out. It started on the 11th and it ended on the 15th theoretically, because they kept bringing it up constantly, and they're like, "Why would you get mad about an ice cream?" I'm like, "You're twisting literally everything that happened. I was not mad. I kept a neutral, calm tone, and I just explained to you." And she's like, "Yeah, well, what about the joke she made?" And I was like, "I don't control her. Fuck. Like, what do you want me to say? Bad, I love you. No joking like that. She's her own fucking person. At the end of the day, the joke was extremely harmless. I'm sorry if you took offense to it, but it's just the joke." Like, fucking hell, dude. I don't know what else you want me to say other than that. Like, I've already apologized. I even apologized that same day, because I didn't want things to further escalate, considering, like, knowing how things potentially tend to. And after I started speaking for a while, my mom and her were like, "Oh, you guys always use big words to, like, outdo us and be smarter." And we're just, for me, I was just like, fuck me, dude. Like, all that was going through my head was just say you guys are fucking dumb. Like, just get it over with. Like, but it was just annoying because they made it seem like I, at least, had escalated it to an extent that was bad and blah, 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 but I didn't even escalate to begin with. I left it alone as soon as it started, and I apologized, and, you know, I gave reassurance, and I don't know. I did all I could. There's not much else I can do. Hell, even then, I mean, during the argument, like, I had with them, because they kind of trapped me in a corner after my sister left and started kind of fucking, like, literally bullying me. Which, I mean, standard. I mean, I've lived with them for fucking years, so yeah, it's whatever. Excuse me. I kept asking her, like, "Hey, like, look, you're saying I don't get it, but I truly believe I do. So tell me what I don't get, please. Like, I'm trying my best, but yet you're telling me that I'm not seeing it from your perspective when I literally did, and I even made the advancement of apologizing beforehand, understanding that maybe you would have felt a different way. So, is there something else I could have done? Like, if there truly is more than an I'm sorry that could have fixed this, I would like to know. Because if this could be avoidable in any way, shape, or form, then I'll do it. And if that means maybe just not talk around you, fuck. Like, I'm sorry to say, but I'll do that too. Like, I just... And I started sighing really heavily, and I was like, look, Jackie, we're growing old. And we're still bickering like this. Not even me, you are still bickering like this. And why? Why? It is such a waste of breath. And it makes me sad. Because, I don't know, I'm 25 now, and I would have thought that things would have been different. That you guys would see me differently now that I'm an adult. And, I don't know, you guys still treat me like I'm still fucking 13 sometimes, and I'm still making stupid decisions, but I corrected a lot of that as I grew older. You know, and I don't understand it. And like, if you want to be constantly bickering to me about the smallest of things because you still see the 13-year-old out there of me, then do me a favor and just keep it to yourself, because that's not me anymore. I've gone through so much that you guys you've been there, and you know what I'm talking about to an extent, and there's things that you guys never will know about. So why are we doing this? It is extremely immature. And I just want peace. Like, I hated the fact that I had to go into that interview super stressed, and then mom arguing me in the car when I was not trying to start an argument. I was just trying to have a civil conversation, adult to adult, and she was just getting upset at me because she thought I was being just ignorant when I wasn't. Because if you're gonna act the way you are over something that, you know, was killed the same day it happened, then I cannot control that. But if you're doing it on purpose in the environment we live in, it's just like, it's tiring. What do you want from me? Like, I have done so much to try to prove to you guys that I'm finally me. I don't know. I don't know what you want from me. But at the end of the day, believe what you want to believe. Feel how you want to feel. I'm sorry. I don't know what for anymore, but I'm sorry. And it just kind of went there, and she just kept making remarks. And I didn't care anymore. I just walked away. And I was, after that, I started thinking about what I said and just how much change I really made. It reminds me of some philosophy shit type of thing where, like, they narrow it down to a question. They're like, when is the day you realized you had changed as a human being? And I was like, people remember that, like, specifically? Like, don't get me wrong, I know people find me fucking weird for remember specific dates, times, and all that shit, but I don't know, I couldn't tell you exactly when I changed or when I realized change that just, happened in front of me. But I remember, like, an idea of it, because it wasn't a general, like, it wasn't just like a day where I immediately just, boom, I am, nah. I'm fucking 12, I'm sorry. It's not a day where, like, I immediately just shifted and said, fuck it, like, I'm aware of everything, because that's been, like, my entire life. I've been extremely aware and just self-aware of everything. I just denied a lot of things, and I did some stupid shit, and just grew as a person. And don't get me wrong, I tripped a lot as I grew, because that's just the reality of things. You're gonna fuck up a lot. You're gonna fucking fail so much to the point where you're gonna get exhausted, and it fucking blows. And I know people try to sugarcoat it and just like, oh, fucking be happy and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, there's the positives to it all, and there's things you can do to make the experience a lot nicer, but at the end of the day, that's just reality, It's just up to you to make the choices you know are going to be right for yourself. You take the routes that you know are going to benefit you, not anyone else. You know? And that's life. That's as simple as that. That's just life. But as for when I started making that change, maybe like when I was 13 at best. Kind of, I remember, okay, well, tiny story. I remember when I was like 11, maybe 10, and the reason I say that around that range is because I hadn't gone to middle school yet. We were barely moving and trying to find a place where I'm currently at in the town, and moved me up there before I finished elementary because just living conditions in my hometown were good. I mean, everywhere fucking sucked. Economy was destabilizing and just going up and down every now and then, and it was just getting worse and worse. So we knew we had to move up north somewhere. I didn't. That means I would have to leave a lot of things behind, and a lot of my like schedules would have to change because of the things I was doing already. And you know, everyone's been a kid, and I'm sure for the majority who know the feeling of moving, it's stressful and it sucks. But I remember when we were going towards like the island side of things, I like had this weird like conundrum of thoughts in the car or in our little gray van that we had. And I remember crying, and my aunt was with us. It was my mom, my aunt, and my sisters. Dad, I think, was either working or, I don't know, sleeping, one or the other. And I started crying, and I like hugged the mom's shoulder because she was driving. But mom's cool. She drives with one hand. Wow. Sometimes. But I started crying, and I hugged her, like arm, shoulder, and I was like, "I'm sorry for everything, Mom." And she's like, "What is your problem? Are you okay? Like the devil possessed you?" And that shit was funny as fuck. And I was like, "I'm sorry. Like I know I haven't been the best. I know I haven't been like a good kid, and I know how many problems I've gotten into, and there's things that I've never told you before, and I'm sorry for being who I am." And my aunt took over. She's like, "Are you okay? Are you like, do we need to take you to the hospital?" I was like, "No, I'm just sorry. Like, I'm sorry for being mean all the time. I'm sorry for just being me, and just, God, man. That poor kid." I just felt so much guilt knowing what I did and just being the little shit I was. It all came tumbling down on me on that one car ride. And after that, I remember I wanted to change, and I wanted to be who I really wanted to be, and not this enclosed person that my family was trying to shape me to be. Because I won't lie, I still have moments of shit like that I do, and they're bad habits at points. And I'll explain one of them, but no, it was rough. Because my brain just didn't want to budge a lot growing up. I felt trapped, and I felt like I could never achieve something like that because everyone already perceives me as this, therefore I can't change to that. But deep down, that's who I am, and I hate that I personalize it depending on who I'm around, and it's tiring. It feels like I'm living two different lives at times, and it's just annoying. And why? Why do I gotta do that? Why do I do that? And so, as time went by, I changed, and I wanted to be who I always wanted to. I started to break my walls down more and started being more comfortable with expressing, even if my family didn't like it. I started becoming, or like sharing my thoughts on things, being more self-aware, helping with things, even if they didn't like it at times, because they didn't like how, I don't know, they hated being wrong sometimes, so sometimes me being right, fucking, they hated it. to the point where they made me feel like I was stupid. Like they made me feel like I was always right, and they always mocked me and fucking told me shit like you just always have to be right, and I'm like fuck, I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to share the knowledge I have. And like I just want to help, but over time I learned to stop helping because people who don't want help just ain't worth helping. Like it's you can't do anything, and especially with family like that, I'll be around for the reasons they need me or whatever they need of me. I can't just constantly exhaust myself trying to be someone for them when they clearly don't want me around that way, or at all for that matter. So I just kind of grew older, did my own thing, had my realizations, my conundrums, my fucking urethras, my big old thoughts, and I understood the world more. I had to balance that along with just being or living a regular ass middle school life with middle school things like the infamous Smack Ass Friday, which I never partook in, of course, because that shit was weird. I remember telling Bostrom about that, and he's like, "Did you ever do it?" I was like, "No." It happened to me one time where, like, fucking one of my friends smacked my ass, but, like, that's it. But, no. Oh my god, that shit was crazy. But, no, I mean, throughout this whole, like, self-journey thing and trying to realize and fix things about myself, I dwelled deeper into the whole self-preservation thing, and I still don't understand it. I was talking about it with my therapist, counselor, whatever. I mean, they talk, I talk, whatever. I was talking to them, and they wanted me to go into the topic of relationships, and I was like, okay, what about them? They're like, you've mentioned it before, and is it still kind of like there with you? And I'm like, if you're asking if I've moved on, then no, I haven't. And they're like, what do you still do? Or like, and I just told them, like, I don't do anything in particular. I think I just remember a lot, and it makes me sad at times. And although sure, I'm not like, sure, I've let go to like a good extent, I still miss a lot. And they're just telling me that's normal, like just take it at your own pace. And I was like, I guess I think to an extent I missed the friend I had and all that too. And they asked me like, oh, was there someone else? And I was like, no, I missed the person and that friendship we had too, and just because it was one unlike any other. Out of like all the unique little friendships I have with the minimal amount of people I interact with, they wanted me to go into that too. They're like, why do you like choose small portions of people? And I'm like, I don't necessarily choose. I'm not a big fan of massive groups, for one, and secondly, I don't know, I just find myself to be very awkward and interested in that, like, I've had experience with different groups in the past, and they're just not for me, I guess. To an extent, it's a personal thing, but at the same time, I also just, I don't know, I like having my friends, and if they all meet each other, great, and if they don't, they don't. It doesn't bother me. If they have curiosities and they want to, then sure, I'll lead them to the direction they want me to, but I'm mostly just, I think I'm more just kind of closed in as a person, which is why people tend to find me mysterious being, because I do a lot of things behind closed doors, and it's not on purpose, it's not to be secretive. I think it's just kind of how I grew up. And they're like, okay, well, they asked me this weird question, and they're like, have you journaled about like anything about all that, like friendships, relationships? And I'm like, yeah, I have. I recently started journaling about like I think the things I did wrong. And they asked me some deep shit like, do you think you were at fault for the ending? And I'm like, I don't think I'm to blame. I think I still had part, no matter how you put it. And it's not in like a self-destructive manner where like I hate myself or something. It's more just in the sense of like, I think anyone, no matter if it was a good relationship, could do better in how everything was played out. And sometimes you do it well and it still ends up that way, and it's like, like, I don't know. But I don't blame myself, but I know there was things I could have done better. And they asked me like, is it okay if I asked you to like note some of those things? Because it seems like it's still in your mind. And I'm like, I told them like, sure. I told them one thing, self-preservation. And they asked me to go in depth, and I was like, sure. And I was like, there's times where he would get sad because I had to kind of self-preserve at times, but more so just like I had to provide myself with like my own reassurance. And I kind of, at times I kind of felt a little bad, but at the same time I just wanted to be there for him. And I explained to them the whole self like thing I do. I don't shut down or anything like that when I do. It's more of just like I just told them like I'm gonna be honest, and I don't think this is a shock considering of how we've talked or what we talked about before. But I grew up alone. Even when I was around people, I was always alone. And so when I was alone, I had to learn on my own, and I had to understand and figure out tones, behavioral stuff. And as I got older and picked up psychology, I understood a lot better, from reading books to watching like courses online about it. And I don't know. I never really had anyone to, like, as I grew up, like I never really had anyone to give me that reassurance, so I had to kind of piece things together and kind of figure it out that way on my own. And it's great, it's amazing, but when you remember the reality and the background of it, it makes me a little sad, but at the same time, I'm happy to have it, I guess. But I can understand how that can kind of conflict with people at times, because I have had it happen before with friendships, and I just never knew how to feel about it. And we went in depth further and further, and I don't know. Nah, they were just telling me like, what can you do better than? I'm like, as a whole, I think I should announce it more often. Like, I should say something more instead of just being like, oh, I'll be fine, don't worry, like, I already kind of went through this in my head, and blah, blah. Like, sure, that can be enough to an extent, but at the same time, it's not enough clarity for those who don't, like, understand those type of things, and I don't blame them, because, I mean, you know, it's not a rare thing, for one. It's just more, it's a weird thing. And some people understand me and some won't, and in terms of all that, I know he did. I know for sure he definitely, like, he got it. It's just, I don't blame him for feeling the way he did. But I do wish I could have done better in that aspect. Solely because, you know, he was worth that change in things. And no, they were just telling me stuff like, oh, it seems like you've kind of got this, like, handled in the sense of, like, confusion, but do you have it handled in the sense of emotion? I was like, you might need to elaborate with me a bit further, I'm sorry. And well, she was just like explaining it to me, like how does it make you feel, like, well, where it stems from, which it seems like you know, and how you believe it affected things. And I just told her like a lot of things, I guess, but not really. A lot of simple things. I'm sad but happy that I know how to do that, because it's a big thing that not a lot of people tend to pick up, or especially as young as I did. But then again, that right there, what I'm saying, that as young as I did, that makes me sad, because fuck, it just makes me realize of everything. And I try not to see it that way, and I do my best, but you can't blame me for having my moments and times where I do think that way, because I mean, I can't avoid what happened. I can't avoid where it came from, how I grew up. It's me at the end of the day, and as much as it sucks, I think maybe I didn't accept it as much as I thought. And she's like, "Well, that's some really, really nice insight." I was like, "I guess." I think I definitely tangle myself in the past too often. Or, I don't know, like, I can't let go at times of where I came from because of the way I live now. Like, it's so uncanny to me. I just, hearing things like my room, my things, and, the things I have ownership to, it's just crazy. I didn't get my own room till the age of 20, 22. I didn't get my own bed till the age of 21. I was very fortunate to have what I had, like the minimal of things, and then to be not there anymore after all those years. Like, yeah, I don't know. Forgive me, but it just, I don't think I'll be able to grasp that and leave it alone for a while, because it's like somewhat still fresh to me. Not only that, the way I've adapted, I've changed. I mean, hell, I used to be a fucking 10-year-old saying dog and fool and all this shit with a little Mexican accent. Like, fuck me. Like, that, like, extreme change to me is still, like, a fantasy. Like, holy shit, that was me, and now look at me. Like, people will think I'm some fucking wise weirdo who, like, sounds more white than fucking Hispanic, and it's gonna take me, I don't know how long to get used to. And so I'm gonna get sad at times, because I can't believe it. It's amazing, but it's terrifying at the same time. Like, how the way those things work is just, like, weird to me. Like, I get it and I don't, and I want to understand, but I think that's what I'm doing wrong, is I'm overthinking it. And I know I am. It's just, I just want to have my moment. I just want to feel what I feel. Yeah, no. Yeah, she just told me that it was really one nice way to put things and to view them. And I told her, like, it's nice, but sometimes it hurts like hell. Like, I can't sleep sometimes because of it, and I just can't. Sometimes I forget to eat because it's so weird to me. I mean, I think the biggest thing that always shocks me is I have a beard. If I had met myself when I was like the age of 8, I would be freaking the fuck out right now because of how much I wanted a beard growing up. Like, it's such a small thing, but I remember just watching it. I was just looking at Dad with his fucking great looking beard, like clean shaved and all this shit. I'm just like, fuck, I want a beard so bad. growing up. And now look at me, I don't know, I look like a fucking caveman sometimes. And I don't mean that in an insulting manner, I mean in the sense of like, I don't know, fuck, I have a beard. Like, it's just, it's weird. I don't know, it's weird. It's, it's weird. I'm old. I didn't say this to the therapist. I'm just talking, really. Speaking of old, I started thinking something stupid earlier today. Not stupid, just more like... Our little cousin was over with our older sister today, and I mean, I think things are okay. I'm just not talking to her after that whole thing. Just because, I mean, I don't care to talk to her right now. Like, if things get a little less tense as time goes by, cool, hell yeah, but, whatever. But, her little cousin, I don't know how old he is, I don't keep track of family that much, or outside of us. And I was just thinking, and I was just listening to her and how she was talking to the kid. And I almost cried over this thought, because it's so stupid. But I was like, hearing her just being goofy with the kid, and she hates kids, but she's really good at talking to them. Something I could never. I mean, I talk to kids as I talk to anybody normally. Obviously, not like entirely, of course. You know, I'm not over here using big words with kids. Well, I do, just so they get the hang of them. Because I don't know, I don't like the concept of people talking down at kids like dogs sometimes. I know it's a very situational thing, and I know it's like, some people would probably get mad at me for even wording or phrasing it that way, but it's not how I mean it entirely. I don't know, I don't like the ooh, gaga, but they're babies, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I get it. I mean, I understand babies are babies and maternal instincts and all these things. Or can I even say that? I don't know. I think like a lot of moms, at least, it just kind of comes naturally, you know, where like you just love your baby so much, and it's just like that. And I get it. So, anyways, before I make myself sound any worse, and you know, just hearing her be playful with the kid and stuff, it just got me thinking, like, man, if, you know, if I ever decide to have kids and they meet, you know, her, the aunt, in that situation, I know she'd do great. And it made me sad, because I was like, I don't even know if I'll make it that far, but I don't even know if I want kids, still, to begin with. Like, even if I end up doing this whole gene therapy thing, it doesn't reduce the chances to 0, but it does help a lot, and I don't know. In the world, how it is, and I don't forget about that talk. Don't worry. It was a beautiful talk. It's one of my favorites. So goofy, but I don't know. There was some intimacy in it, and it's a special type that I've never experienced before, and it was great. And this is what I'm saying is directed to somebody specifically, but I'm not naming. Regardless, I don't know, it just made me think, and I was just like sad at the idea of like grown old, or older, and just, I don't know. Just imagining her running around, chasing, like, my kids as she's visiting, and just being the best aunt I know she would be. But understanding the reality that I could also never get to that point. that is a tough one to swallow, just because, I mean, it's like an existential thing, I guess, in a way, but not really. I think it's more of just like, I feel like all I'm gonna say, I always just sound depressed, and I don't mean to. It's just that part of that self-awareness portion of me that just knows and understands, and I hate it. I wish it were different. Could be, I'm just, I don't know, just not that bright sometimes, I guess. And I'm not doing it to, like, fucking salt myself. I'm just more, I'm lying, aren't I? Anywho, yeah, no, just, I don't know, growing up as a kid, ever since knowing that I have the biggest possibility of losing myself at the age of 30, and then just dying out at the age of 50, or vice versa, or at the same time at 50. I don't know, at times I never really thought that far ahead. Solely because I don't want to burden anybody with the idea of not being here anymore and having to live through that type of pain. Because, I mean, I know it very well. And, you know, I mean, I just never thought that far ahead. And it makes me sad that I don't want to put anybody through that. And it's not that I consider myself to be anything special or amazing. I know I've made connections to people and like those bonding moments of things. And I've lived my life what feels to be alone a lot because of fear that I was just gonna lose me at some point. And so to have to put anybody through mourning in that sense, especially like my own little kids, no, like fuck, dude. That sounds terrible. And I'm sure there's a beautiful philosophical sense to this all where like you're making an impact and all this stuff. I couldn't bear to see myself doing that to anybody. And so, I think it's a big reason amongst the rest as to why I just don't want to do that at times. I know it could be beautiful, and to an extent, maybe I'll be okay, and maybe I'd be an alright dad, but I'll never forget that little mini fucking, it wasn't an argument, it was a disagreement. When I said, you'd be a great dad, and you said I would, and I was like, no, I don't know, I don't think so. But I know you definitely would. You got that charm. Where, like, it's a very unexpected, like, turn of events in terms of, like, how much you talk about how you hating kids. And I've seen it before, like, how you take care of people, and I think you would be amazing, especially by my side. And fucking kicking and giggling were your words after that. And then when you shifted that shit so fast and were like, don't fucking turn this around. You would be a great dad. And I mean that. And I'm like, I know, it's just, I guess I'm just afraid of falling under my dad's own footsteps. And I know I wouldn't. It's just more of like, I don't want to do it, especially if that's what I'm trying to prove, because that's unfair. to the kids, and I don't know, it's a lot to think about, and like I just don't see myself in a position of being good, I guess, but not being bad either. I'm just like there, you know. And he's like, yeah, you just agreed with me, and he wanted to leave the conversation on before we did. You just have to win, don't you? He'd be a good dad though. Fuck you. I'm like, okay, you know what? Okay, sure. You know, we'll leave it at that. I'll let you have it. Yes. I didn't mean to say fuck you, by the way. Love you. And I was like, you're fine. A goofy time. Yeah, I'm doing it again. Anyways, no, I have a lot in mind, and those are like the big topics that have been circling in my head for a while now. And yeah, to, I guess, whoever finds this one day, or if this remains buried entirely, at least I spoke my truth, my mind, and my emotion. And I think I'm happy with that. As much as to the individual regarded and specified, as much as I'd like to tell you one day, and I don't know if that'll ever happen, solely because it's not up to me anymore. Because if it was, trust me, I would have definitely already tried some format to contact, but I can't do that. I just don't want to break the space you asked for. And in no regard if, you know, the 0.1 chance of this being seen by you is this like a guilt trip thing. It's just how I feel, I guess, in a way. It's just, I guess I don't like admitting the possibility because I don't want that to happen, but I know that it's still there, and it scares me a bit. And I think just the not knowing things is just what makes me sad at times. But I still wish you well, no matter what. I mean, in regards to anything I've said previous or anywhere, I mean, I can't, and I don't think I'll take those things back solely because it's just how I feel, what I think, and none of them were ever meant to go against you. I think I mean, this is never gonna be a new thing. I just miss you, and I guess sometimes I just sit here thinking if I'm, I don't know. But I just hope you're okay. And as for anybody else who may potentially come across this, I'm sorry for sounding sad a lot of the times in these. I've just been through a lot, I guess. And I never get to really express or just talk my mind out the way I do now. I'm trying to be less afraid of doing so, as I am a person of honesty. I value it highly. And sometimes it's never that I'm not honest, it's more of just I just don't speak the truth that I need to sometimes. Or sometimes I don't speak at all, and I just want to change that for me at the end of the day. I'm probably gonna head to bed. Maybe I'll play like a game or two of Overwatch tomorrow. Who knows? I've been grinding Warframe. Fucking trying to get to Mastery rank 17. Because 17 is like the cap where like everything is pretty much accessible to you. But I mainly want 17 for the Kodo weapons. Because I worked hard for the fucking whatever you need for them. But I can't get one even though I have enough. And apparently they're really good. But for now, I've just been doing Steel Path while waiting for some of my frames to fucking come out the oven. And yeah, I bought fucking Octavia from somebody earlier. God, the market thing is so fun. I miss that shit so much. Of selling and buying from people and getting that plat and whatnot. Admittingly though, I did buy plat because they gave me a coupon or something. I think they give everybody like a coupon for TennoCon. That's coming up soon. Oh no, it didn't happen. No, it's gonna happen March 25th. But I picked it back up because I wanted something to grind again. Because that used to be Genshin for me, but I don't know. I just don't want to disturb anything on that, even though I know I'm not there anymore. Still, I just rather just keep my little side of things. But I'm about to hit Mastery rank 15, and I'm doing it to get Octavia's weapon with it, because I think I have all the parts. And it does a lot more damage in her hands, and then, I can't wait for the little fucking jukebox. But before I got off, I am making, oh my god, something, Obros? Or something, I don't remember. I'm making Chronos, Octavia, Ureli, because I never made her. I remember we did that mission and I helped you get the parts, but I didn't bother getting them for myself because I don't know. I wasn't thinking. And then Oberos or something like that. And then I have a couple of weapons already being made. And then I'll get an affinity rank from the fucking towers. And then hopefully, or I'll go to one of the relay towers, and then hopefully someone gives me an affinity booster, and then, well, I mean, they fucking hand them out like candy if you're nice, and it's nice, cool, love the community over there. And then I'll probably just level up my frames. I think Octavia's tomorrow, and I'm extremely excited to import codes for different songs. It's so fun. Or to make my own. I still have that website where you can do all that. You can import it from there to in-game and make it a lot easier for yourself. But, it'll be fun. I haven't messed with like software like that in so long. When I was trying to make music, I tried, but I always found it really confusing to an extent. But no, story. Is there more story? I remember last they released that fucking, what's her face? Domino was a loser. Oh, it's sorry, I shouldn't call her a loser. I love her backstory. I just watched it on YouTube one morning. Yeah, my god, I forgot she fucked up Doomfist. Poor guy. El bozo. But kinda interested how that whole thing's gonna work. I have this gun. I equipped it. Cool. I don't fucking remember. Yeah. Maybe I'll play tomorrow. I don't know. I have a couple errands to run in the morning, then I think I'm available like all day. I don't know why I'm even saying available. It's just gonna be me. No. Some people thought that I would have like had a fucking arsenal of people to be around. Nope. I was from the night, talk and play like every once in a while. Yep, same. Hers is more rare though, because she's doing commissions half the time. We're just trying to like relax, because she's got a lot of hectic things going on right now. And then Candy, well, she's got a boyfriend, so it's kind of hard to at times plan things with her because she's a fucking Fortnite gamer now, which cool. I mean, I'm glad that she has something else on the side to play, especially with one of her friends that she hangs out with and she tells me about. Oh fuck yeah! What's this? 5K. Oh yeah, Bostrom like, oh sure, you haven't played, you're level 60. I got 20 free levels because I've stacked up on the battle pass shit, and the rest of these are just weekly challenges that I was able to do pretty quickly. But no, I have not played as much as people probably believe I have. But anyways, oh my god, fucking the shit I've seen about Domina, or the way people have been talking about her. What do they call her? Domina? Mommy, fucking whatever. Sorry for those who had to hear those words come out of my mouth. I don't know. No, what the fuck? I'm trying to look at the weapons. You know what, fuck it. No. People have been passionately getting back into 66. It looks fun, but I think it's more fun with people. And I don't know. I don't think I'll touch it, but I'm glad that it's kind of making a comeback. Because to be fair, 5v5 is kind of getting just annoying at this point. But 66 is definitely probably no better. It's probably just fun to goof around. That's at least what I think. My sunflower, my sunflower, banger. Yeah, I'm definitely getting tired. Kind of, sort of. I mean, I didn't sleep till what, 4 yesterday. So, regardless, I'm saying anywho every single fucking time I'm about to go to bed. I'm just gonna fucking doom scroll home. Piss pants. Fucking. Ugh. Oh, I forgot to wash clothes. Okay. Okay. I am getting off of this. But to whomever comes across this, goodbye, good night, good morning, whatever, afternoon. Howdy do if I end up saying that as an old man. I'm still stuck on that, like how hilarious it would be if, like, the idea of, like, this is found in the future by, like, whatever future family I have, and I'm on my fucking deathbed, and I'm like, you know, I can no longer, like, spew out English sentences. And so, like, the last thing I left was youtube.com/madly. Oh my fucking what? Oh fuck, that'd be so funny. And like I just leave this whole like series worth of things, and one of them I leave like a scripted thing to make it to freak someone out. Like it's probably the year. Oh, this is Winston. Oh. No, I don't know. I'm thinking into this too far to the point where like it definitely makes me seem like I'm unwell, but I can promise you I'm okay. I don't know. It was a weird imagination, I guess. I don't fucking know. Anyways, I mean, goodbye, good night, good morning, good afternoon, and to the specific individual, I hope you're okay. Even if I'm not a thought in mine anymore, or whatever you think, just stay safe. I'll always be around and you always know where to find me. The choice is always going to be yours, and I understand no matter what. But good night. Bye. forgot the button. Sorry.